Hi, my name is Danielle Smith, and I am a candidate for Lamar's Technology Leadership Master Program with the Principal Certification. After speaking with my mentor, we decided that the best leading video would be leading video option number 1, which focus on professional development. My field experience is going to be on how effective is professional development on our campus. The reason why I chose this video is because this is an issue on my campus that we are required to take a lot of professional development. And our biggest concern is why? How does it help us? What can we do to make it better? Why is this professional development is less important than this professional development? Around professional development, there's a lot of questions that go unanswered. We just follow the rules and take it. But is there really a need for certain professional developments? We don't know. But I felt that option number 1 would be a great leadway or segment into something that we could really change when it comes to professional development. So I asked 4 of my colleagues to participate and be my members in the focus group. They were Ms. Whedon, who is a 6th grade ELA teacher, Ms. Daniels, who is a 6th grade science teacher, Ms. Garrett is a 6th grade social studies teacher, and Ms. Hubbard is a 6th grade math teacher. They all were excited about participating in this focus group. I made an agenda, and the items on the agenda were how effective is professional development. We covered is professional development accurate? Is it useful? Is it purposeful? Or is it not? We also covered who is the professional development important for? Is it for the teachers or is it for the district? The focus group took place at 4:30 in after school hours at 4:30, and it lasted for about 35 minutes. The materials were just the agenda, and for the end of the meeting I had a survey that we discussed, and I had the members to fill out. So I hope that this meets the requirements for my leading video, and I did learn a lot from it. Thank you. In the focus group, I'm going to quickly pass out the agendas for the meeting. Go ahead and take one and pass it down. All right, and today we're going to focus on professional development and the opportunities that our district offer. Let me go ahead and assign the timekeeper, Ms. Whedon, and Ms. Hubbard, could you be the minute taker? Thank you. Before we get started, I first want to know, what is your definition, or what do you believe professional development is? Ms. Garrett.
Well, I think professional development is where you go to a class and you get to extend your thinking, and you also develop more of what you're interested in, like technology per se.
Okay, Ms. Hubbard.
I think it's a place to learn something new and be able to incorporate it in your classroom.
Ms. Whedon.
I think it's for you to achieve a goal that you have. set between you and your administrator.
Ms. Daniels?
I also believe that professional development has a lot of resources for the teachers, so they can take those resources and practice them in the classroom.
All right, thank you for your definitions of professional development. As we look at the agenda, our first topic that we're going to talk about is how effective are professional development opportunities? So I'm thinking, how do they affect us? How helpful are they? You know, what do you think?
I think they are, how effective are the professional development opportunities? I think they're very effective in our district because we can go online at home, we can go online at school. There's a list, there's different departments that we can choose from, and there's just plenty of opportunities to get into different areas. I could be a math teacher, but I may want to sit in on a professional development class for maybe science or leadership or anything like that. So there's great opportunities for that.
Okay.
I think that it's very effective. It fits the needs of everything that we need. Sometimes I think there could be a little bit too much. I wish that some things rolled over based on your educational background and courses that you've already taken.
Okay. Sorry.
I think that the effectiveness of the professional development is pretty good. It's my second year of teaching, but my first year going to the university, they showed me a lot of things that I didn't know, so it helped speed me up to incorporate some things in my classroom and help me and guide me in the class.
Okay. Scared.
I think it's effective if you focus on what you need to focus on. I think where we lose it is having time to focus that effectiveness in your class and practice it.
Okay. Are there adequate opportunities provided for professional development?
I think it's grown because now you don't have to physically go to a campus to do the professional development.
Mhm.
Now you can do it online, like an online class. So again, I believe that there are adequate opportunities provided.
Okay.
I agree with that. I think there's adequate opportunities. It's just you having the time to do it.
Right.
Ms. Audrey?
Like this said, there's adequate opportunities, but I want to do some things, but I can't do some of the things because of, the pacing and whatnot.
So,
Oh, and sometimes, depending on what course you're trying to take, the only thing I would say is that sometimes they're closed when it's open to the whole district. They close very easily. I know that if they were for campus, by campus, sometimes, and I think that everyone had a chance to get it done. Sometimes they don't offer them as often just because they do offer it in the summertime. But as a new person to the district, I think that if they offered it more throughout the year for those beginning of the year courses.
okay. So now let's think about the terms of the 21st century being more technology, I can't even get it out. Technologically sound. Very good, thank you. In what areas is professional development most beneficial for us? Like, on our campus, we have a high focus on the use of technology. They want the kids using it, they want us using it. So what areas of professional development would beneficial us the most?
I think if our school just had more access to devices for our kids,
Mhm.
then we could, as we were talking about earlier, go one-to-one, where it would be more beneficial and our kids could go further.
Okay. What are your thoughts, Ms. Hubbard?
So we need more devices, but we also need to practice with the kids because some of the kids don't have access outside of school to get on devices, and when they come here, we're expecting them to know, but some of them really don't know how to use some of the technology.
No, I agree, because, I know that one of my students came to me and said, Sweden, I don't have internet, I don't have access to a phone, I don't have access to any of that. And like Ms. Hubbard was saying, that sometimes we have to reteach our students, or we can use our students to peer teach. I think that would be a great idea for the technology piece, but, as Garrett also mentioned, we don't have enough, cause I know from my classroom, I only have 2, and I have 28 kids.
Okay. I definitely agree, as far as technology is concerned, professional development that we are getting through the district, a lot of times we can't, do it because the kids don't have devices. So we have limited resources, so if we're pushing for technology, I think, we have to have better access to computer labs. We need to have more tablets, for the classrooms for this to be effective, because if it's not, then we're just, I don't wanna say wasting our time with the technology, because we, at the end of the year, have to be responsible for having so many hours. But if we're not, working with the students or just developing their skills, then we may be wasting our time. So it's beneficial that we have that technology, professional development, but if we're not able to address it in the classroom with the whole class, then it's not beneficial in that case.
Okay, so, what I'm hearing is that we have an issue with, devices for our students and access to the internet for our students. But we wanna stay on the topic of professional development. And if we were comparing it with, or putting it with, technology, do you think the classes that they offer, the professional development that our district offer is beneficial when it comes to technology? Like, what are they teaching us about the technology? Is it beneficial to us as classroom teachers to take it? Do we get anything from it?
I think it is, because we have the levels, we have level 1, 2, and 3, so it's at whatever level you're ready to get to. You have lots of variety of classes,
Right.
and I think it, like Ms. Weber said, it's offered online, we have easy access to it, so I think it's really beneficial in our school.
And it also helps a lot of us non-technically savvy, teachers, also, because I think that a lot of teachers kind of do get stuck with the paperwork. And now that we're exposed to new technology, and the district is always adding the technology component, and there's always classes, is definitely beneficial. We just have to step out and take those classes in technology as opposed to our core, other classes.
Alright, so I have a list here of a couple of, technology professional development classes that the district offers. I want you to take a few minutes to go ahead and look over them, to discuss among yourself, and then I wanna come back and talk about, in what areas of professional development are inadequate, based on the classes that they offer us for technology. If our focus is on technology, are these classes accurate? Are they compatible for the classroom? Are we learning anything that we can use in the classroom with these, professional developments? So I'll give you about 3 minutes.
You have to do something in broadcast, you got that like that. Everybody doesn't have iPads, and everything.
Extended access, I don't think that's adequate. That's not teaching anything digital citizenship.
Other than
That,
That's the one.
enabling on, I mean, not to really enable, but what is digital citizenship? Microsoft
have level
Office
1?
365.
Yeah.
I think that's,
Yeah, level
Oh, yeah,
one.
I have it. That's not what But just that one class is another school.
Maybe out of here, basics. This is the beginning.
And when I pulled it up, that was all it was on the level two. Yes.
That's what I was after, that's why I asked that. That's what I bet that is on there
Yeah.
at that time.
Email,
And this one was like,
I guess,
last year.
so I don't
Really?
think
That's-
this is good. Can we write on this? I think that's inadequate. I think this is outdated because up to date on the game, even I'm Google time.
Google Time is like FaceTime, correct?
I believe.
Yeah, no, they don't need Google.
They don't need Google time. Research
That's what we
with
said
Google
last
online, I
time.
think this is
In the
Google
conversation.
research. Microsoft Office 365, that's
The
basically
email, that's all
email.
No, Office
And it-
365 is,
And like with PowerPoint
Yeah,
and.
but
Yeah,
you
it's
can do
everything.
something here and it'll say.
And I think that read, write, see, when I'm thinking technology, I wasn't thinking about the basics, I was thinking like read, write, all of those type of things that the kids can use as opposed to the email and the mail merge. I wasn't thinking along the lines of that. Digital citizenship.
Three and two, and let them look at one.
13.5.
That might be okay.
Google
Classroom, I think that's when you open up.
But we no longer use it.
Yeah, but the teachers, last year, they still use it. They still
Yes,
use
some-
it.
The school generates your work.
I know it's.
But it's like, it's like, everybody's still learning.
But that's what it says.
And then they put something on there when they put it.
Larger grade level.
It's like,
The other grade.
every system has its, glitches.
But you put on that big house, cause I put something that's still on it.
No, like if you read, I'm on the feeds for like
Oh,
all the United States, they were the first one in Texas that tried it. Because see, I'm on their feed, so they have a lot of learning with it. And then, people are saying little stuff.
Alright,
And I think I remember how to
it's tricky.
It is, I don't know what that was.
Alright, so let's, talk about it. What areas in professional development, based on what we looked at, are inadequate?
With the level one, we talked about, how some things, in regards of children, if we're focusing on the children's learning and trying to grow within the classroom, not necessarily on I feel like the classes that we need to take for a staff should be taken in the summertime, or I just think that it's not necessary during the school year unless, I shouldn't have to miss school unless it's gonna benefit me in the classroom,
Okay.
if that makes sense. So we talked about, email and stuff like that, that could be done on a course before we start school or during professional development. We said research with Google Online, that's beneficial, cause some students do not know how to research, or they can't they don't have access to it, so whatever they need, their time is limited here, so they need to do it quickly and make sure that it's resourceful. We also said that Google time is not necessary, because a lot of students have Apple products, and if we're using an iPad, that's an Apple product, and we already have that, which is FaceTime.
Right.
Mail merge, another thing that could be during professional development. Mail merge or a peer unit or something of the sort. There's some things that shouldn't be offered. And then we said iPad basics. The iPad basics should be used, but most people in this society today knows how to turn off and on an iPad and how to maybe access an app by touching it. I don't know if someone else
I think that any professional development with technology is inadequate if the school is not going to use it, or if they're not focusing. Because as we look through here, we saw the Google, but now we switched and changed to Schoology. So if that's the way the district is going, or even the school, then our technology specialist needs to, at least try to get those type of classes. And I remember when Schoology was first introduced, it was like very vague, as it, you know, you can go, but if you don't, it wasn't a big deal. So I feel like, as far as technology, if it's something that the school is going to promote and going to enforce, then that definitely has to be part of the professional development that we can choose, be it online or at our school, because we did notice that there are schools that have their own professional development at their campus. So in order for it to be anything that's not going to be enforced at our school, I feel like is inadequate, and quite, some of these are just not on our campus, so these would be inadequate in my opinion.
Okay, let me ask this question. Do you feel that like these professional developments, are they for the teacher or are they for the students? Are these things that we should know as teachers, or is this something we could learn and bring it back to the students?
The latter. I think that they are for us, and we do need to learn it in order to be, to teach the students.
Okay.
Because a lot of times that when I do choose any type of professional development, especially technology, it's something that I want to learn as a person, and if I'm focused and can perfect it, then I'm able to teach it inside the classroom effectively.
So as a classroom teacher, do you think we need, as a district, do you think we need to have more professional development in the terms of technology that focus on our curriculum?
Yes.
Cause we noticed on this one, it says curriculum, it's focused on curriculum, but it's only for 3rd through 5th. What
Okay.
about the kindergartners, and they know how to work technology better than the teachers sometimes in kindergarten. So, you know, they wanna be able to work with those things too, not just 3rd through 5th.
Right. Okay. As a reading teacher, Ms. Garrett, what are some professional development classes that you think would help when it comes to technology in your classroom?
Well, I see a real need for writing, for improving writing. And there's, like all the classes I go to, the writing, it's the same every year. Nothing new, nothing to really help the kids of today that are really bad with grammar because of cell phone usage, I must say. Just really not a lot of, you really have to research and hunt and peck for websites that can really help them. And it's like the staff development needs to be in line with the curriculum, otherwise why should we even go?
Okay. What do you think in your content area, Ms. Upper, which is math?
For math, I feel like there is more games. There are interactive websites, but you gotta pay for those, and some of those are really expensive. And I mean, I could pay out of pocket, but that starts to add up if
Yes,
I
it
wanted
does.
to give the best lesson.
Okay. Ms. Williams?
I actually, went to school with the, for curriculum instruction in technology. And, sometimes we learn that all technology is not best. Sometimes you have to go back the natural way, like Ms. Garrett was saying, that it doesn't always work. With the games, sometimes I get a little upset because sometimes it goes based off their level, but if we're on a specific unit and they're on the computer during that unit, they miss out on the unit that we're on in class. I know that some things you can go in and specifically, say, I want them to work on main idea or, context clues, but not all the programs do that. And the ones that they want us to work with usually don't,
Okay.
usually.
Ms. Danes?
Most of the time when technology is used in math, I've seen it with the interactive type games or just lessons, and the kids can go at their own pace. But as far as projects, the kids are not necessarily exposed to technology or to use technology for math type projects. And if they do, it's pretty much writing or something like that. I've also learned that some of the technology with the Schoology, that there are discussions and quizzes that they can log on, and it's more interactive with the teacher and the students. However, it's more or less getting the teacher to develop the lessons, put it online for the kids, more or less on a college level, what we're used to doing with online classes. But again, it goes back down to if the students do not have any devices, be it at home or at school, then using technology in that way is defeating the purpose as far as the kids learning and growing.
Okay, great. Our last topic is, what degree of importance do the members place on professional development? And the members can be our district, it could be our administrators, it could be somebody other than us. How much importance is put on professional development? And I need you to tell me why you feel that way, okay? Go ahead, open floor.
The importance is very high, the expectation is very high for us. Sometimes it's a little frustrating, only because it's so much that they expect. I know you have to get it done, so we get it done, but sometimes it is a lot. It's important for myself because I do want to be that great teacher to enhance the knowledge of my kids using the technology piece, but like we were saying, if it's useful or not, that's what, you kind of question. It sits in the back of your mind and it makes you not want to do it, and the motivation is not there once the expectation is forced.
Okay.
I think as far as the members are concerned, the minimum is 14 hours. So if a person doesn't have the time to go and take a professional development class, they're gonna do the bare minimum of 14 hours. And so it's not pushed, well, it is pushed into a sense where when you do have your assessments, you have to provide a list of professional developments, and you don't wanna come with just 14 hours. So it's sort of implied that we do want you to take advantage of these resources, and it just depends on the teacher. A lot of teachers spend hours and days and during the summer to get these professional developed hours, but it's just not, in my opinion, pushed. You just kind of know it's implied that we expect you to have so many in this area in technology or what have you. But again, it goes back to the limited classes that we can take, so you're not really, you're kind of limited in doing so. But again, I think it is important, however, it's not being, I don't want to say it's not being pushed, but it's just implied that you need to take professional development classes to grow.
Okay. What do you think, Ms. Garrett?
I think over the years that I've been here, I see that to the members it's becoming more important. I don't think it was as important, and I say that because of the staff that teaches the professional development. Like, we need more professionals teaching our staff development. I think if the teachers saw that, they would be more participating. I mean, they would participate more and enjoy it more, and it would be more beneficial when they come back to school.
So,
Sometimes I don't think certain professional development is needed for me particularly. Sometimes it's just like I could have taught myself that.
Before we conclude the meeting, I want to just throw out one more question out there about professional development. What is it that you would like to see? If I was to take this back to the members and like, okay, this is what we discussed and this is what we would like to see going forward in professional development, what should I tell them?
I would like, instead of all these planning periods and doing all this talking about things we wish and all that, like during the planning period, maybe once a month, we'd have a professional development during our planning time. So then we could go right from that planning period to your classroom and initiate it, try it. Because that way, when you learn something and you try it, it becomes a habit.
I think because a lot of the times before the year's out, the principal has already kind of decided what she wants for her campus. And I think maybe a survey with teachers, what do you want to do? Because again, there's a lot of classes that we've already taken and we feel like we have mastered that, and what's offered or kind of leftovers that we may not necessarily need. So if the principal can take a survey as to be it, what type of classes, be it technology or math or language or science or what have you, and they can kind of match that with the needs of the campus and then put that out, as opposed to just, here's a list, get in a class so you can get your hours, or, you know, something that you may not grow from.
I like the idea of, sometimes we are able to prove it and not have to go through the long process. Like, oh, if I'm able to show you that I can access, Schoology and show you that I know how to upload stuff, show you that I know how to do this, I shouldn't have to go through a 6-hour course on Schoology or however long it is. If I can prove that, I can do it. And once I'm done proving it, I should be able to leave. I get that they want us to have a certain amount of hours, but it's not useful for me to be sitting there. That's a waste of time.
I agree, because there have been some professional development courses that are 8 hours, and they can really do that in 4 hours. And to me, I feel like they're just stretching the time, and I feel like it's wasted time, unnecessary time. So when I take professional developments, I try to get into a half-day class, because I don't need a whole day for you to tell me something that I can learn in a few hours. So I would just suggest you don't have more half-day professional developments with that information.
As a teacher, I would like to see them have more professional development with professionals. And I understand we have a lot of great people in the district that does a lot of great things, but sometimes we need to get other people in from different places to show us these things. And if you're coming in to show us something about technology, have it there. Have it in front of us so we can play with it too while we're learning. Or if you come in to show us new techniques, have it there. Let us go through it. Let us, role play so we'll know what it is instead of just having us sit there and listen. Or look at a PowerPoint or look at a slide. And that's the same way we teach our kids. They need to be involved, right? And again, you show that PowerPoint.
And I know we do surveys at the school with the kids, but I would love to see how the kids feel about how we integrate type of technology and see what they actually think of it.
And also, they need to know the definition of technology, because
Right.
a lot of them, because we're doing these interactive, these assignments online, to them that's technology, but it's more,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they know the difference between integration and using technology. And that's what, even to say, I don't know. There's a difference, We use technology every day, but are we integrating it for learning? Yes.
Are we producing something?
Yes, and I think that's a struggle for our district. They want us to have, but yeah, we could use it all day, but are they producing something from it?
Yeah, we're coming in behind. This district is very late with technology, it's very late. And then they wanna catch up like that fast, it's not gonna happen.
But I've been in different districts, and compared to a district I came from, we were advanced. I mean, just in what teacher duties were, as far as technology. They were still bubbling grade sheets, and we were on our online doing everything. But again, technology is not gonna be successful at a school if the kids don't have access to the computers. And I believe that technology should be a elective, as far as learning.
It used to be.
It used to be.
No,
And I
that's
think that
true.
if
We
we are
used
doing
to.
professional development to improve or increase student knowledge about technology, they need to have a technology lab for them to actually do those things.
Yeah.
And then you will see the kids grow. You will see the students being exposed to all of these different things that are out there.
That's a great
I
idea.
didn't think
And
of
they could
that.
prove
That's
what
so
they do.
true.
They could prove, make a spreadsheet, okay, got
Because
it.
we learned
Right.
all of that. I remember
Yes.
with the floppy disk,
Yes.
and they telling us, okay, this is how you
Yes.
save something on a. Well, they have
Yeah.
different stuff now.
Right.
But I remember the floppy disk and when the Apple computers first came out and us learning how to use Microsoft Word. I remember that.
So if you're using this, if you're going to professional development, learning this technology, then you're still doing all the teaching and the kids are watching you because you're
Right.
limited to 2 computers. But again, if you learn this skill in your professional development and on their lab rotation, or even the technology person who would teach the class, they would go to these, the kids would be more exposed. So it's sort of like we're learning it, but we're not really enforcing what we're learning because of our limited resources.
That's a good idea. I think that's
Should really
something
do
I should. That's a good idea. Okay, so to conclude our meeting, I have a brief survey that we're gonna look at. And this is just so I could take it back and talk about what we discovered as a focus group and what do we think and how can we improve. And I'm absolutely loving the technology class, but I thought we already offered that through health. No,
They get some of it in there, but
not the full course. Okay.
And then, yeah, because as a teacher, I know they go there, and I think it's probably me not going to speak to the teacher to see exactly what they're doing. But, I mean, we are the ones that have to fill out the technology form at the end of the year. And if I'm not having a relationship or communication with the technology teacher that we do have, then I'm not really sure what the child knows, because I'm not really seeing it for myself in that classroom. What part, because it used to be health and technology.
Yeah.
So what part is health and what part is technology?
All right, so this is our exit survey. We're gonna just go through the questions, and feel free if you wanna answer more than one answer choice is fine. So let's look at number 1. What type of professional development activities do you find most helpful to assist you in improving your practices as a teacher? Two, why do you participate in teacher professional development programs? Why do we do it? Three, what is important to you in a teacher professional development program? Oh, so the first question asks why, and then the second question asks what. Right? 4, please tell us if you engage in any of the following activities. So after my focus group, the summary of activities, we met, I gave out an agenda, I introduced the topic, I set a timekeeper and a minute, one to take the minutes. I introduced the topic, and with each topic that I introduced, we had a turn and talk. We talked about it, and it went very well. Here I have a couple of the responses from the focus group members and how they were feeling about the topic. For example, one of my questions from the survey was What type of professional development activities do you find most helpful to assist you in improving your practices as a teacher? And a lot of the responses came back educational conferences, educational conferences, educational conferences. This one says educational conferences. Okay. Another question on here was, what is the most important to you in a teacher's professional development program? And this one, a lot of the members chose several different answers. They said that they would enjoy if the program was free, the ability to get certified after the training, the ability to the ability to work collaborative with other participants, and that the program is aligned with state standards. And as I looked through the everyone's survey, they all pretty much had the same feeling about that question. So the survey kind of reflected the way everyone was feeling, because most of the participants kind of chose the same answers or answered the questions the same way. Okay, so as I analyzed the questions from the evaluation, based on what I put on my survey, was my agenda followed? Yes, my agenda was followed. We stayed on time, on task, and on topic. Was the objectives met? I do believe they were. As I introduced each objective, like I said before, we turned and talked about it. I had each member to express what they were feeling. So each member got a chance to talk on each topic. As far as how did I do as a leader in leading the focus group, they said that I was professional. They said that I stayed on topic. They said that I didn't engage into the negative way the conversation was going. One thing I remember, we were talking about professional development and we kind of got off topic and started talking about devices, that the school need more devices. And I bring it back to, hey, let's stay focused on professional development. So I did try to effectively communicate and listen and collaborate and keep it relevant on the discussion. All right, so reflecting on my field experience, I'm going to ask the following questions. How well did it go? I think it went really well. I really enjoyed it. I learned a lot. I expressed a lot. And I believe my candidates, my participants, my members did the same. What would I change? I would change maybe having more people there instead of just 4. I also would change that I would have an administrator or an assistant administrator there, because we were just talking amongst teachers, and I think it would have helped them understand how we were feeling about the professional development. What surprising information was revealed through this experience? I can't really say I was surprised at anything. Like I said before, we have a lot of issues about professional development. So this pretty much was a discussion that was needed, a discussion that needed to happen. So other than that, what I could say surprise, but we all feel the same way. Nobody felt any different. Everybody was on the same page. That's kind of surprising. How will the experience transform your practice as a school administrator? Well, if I become a school administrator, then I would know that we need to keep professional development content based. You know, I'm not saying every professional development needs to focus around our content, but it needs to be relevant to what we do every day in the classroom. Okay? I am not sure if I need to take a professional development on time management when time management is not an issue for me. You know, I would like to take something on ELA strategies or using technology to improve ELA students or something like that, and not how to use the iPad. So if I become administrator, I would definitely keep that in mind, that it needs to be relevant to the classroom teacher, not for the district. So that is my ending. I hope that you enjoyed my leading video, and thank you.